Hello, this is J183, and this is another new video on the Pierre career mode, driving for the Toro Rosso team on F1 2016. And this race could see Lewis Hamilton take his title this season. He's 85 points ahead of Daniel Ricciardo currently, so Ricciardo has to outscore him by 10 points to have any chance of winning the title. But even so, it's looking like Hamilton's going to win anyway. But track acclimatization for practice, and we get purple score quite easily. And that gets us the 50 points for that. And then qualifying pace, I'm actually just below the delta so far, so it looks like it's going to be not good enough to hit the target, and which is disappointing. But then the second run I'm going for it again, and unfortunately I lose it, I have to cut the corner slightly and then lose it even more, cut another corner. But yeah, this lap is over. I almost lose the car into the barrier, and coming back onto the track and coming back to the pit lane I will be after this, because I invalidated lap time, and unfortunately Hamilton collects me as I come back on the track, and Magnussen also goes into my nose, so that's a difficult way to end the practice session. But then qualifying session I should say. And Verstappen on pole currently, coming across the line on my first run, and it is 4th place, just behind Rosberg, ahead of Massa. But then that's dropped me down to 8th by the end of the session. I'm 3/10 up on my previous time, so that should hopefully raise me a few positions. But 8th place currently, and unfortunately it doesn't, and I stay 8th, which is pretty disappointing because Carlos Sainz is 7th. So at the bare minimum I want to be beating him at most races, so hopefully they'll change that in the race and beat him then. But Hamilton's on pole, looking to take his title from Verstappen, Rosberg and Ricciardo. The 2 Ferraris and the 2 Toro Rossos, and then the Alonso and Bottas make out the top 10. And Jolyon Palmer up there in 13th with a good showing for Renault, ahead of both Force Indias, which is a strong sign for Renault. And let's get into the race.
2012, America's on-again, off-again love affair with Formula One finally seemed to settle down with the completion of this wonderful racing facility here in Texas. Since then, we've been treated to some incredible races, including, of course, that classic wet-dry championship decider of 2015.
So, race strategy then, it's like a 2-stop race, super soft, then soft. But unfortunately it looks like it's going to rain in the middle, so that'll be very interesting. We'll have to keep on our toes for that. But race start now, 5 red lights, and away we go for the USA Grand Prix. It's a good start compared to Carlos Sainz. We're already up into 7th place. Ricciardo's bogged down, so it's passed by Vettel already. I'm going to go around the outside. Look to go around the outside of Raikkonen and Ricciardo, 3 wide. Rosberg's been forced out. He goes off the track. I follow him off the track, and then that is we lose the position, or alongside Daniel Ricciardo I should say, but it looks like we can see him off for the time being. So 5th place after the first few corners, which is a good start. Going through the first sector, there's very limited opportunity of overtaking through sector 1, as it's an S section, so pretty dangerous to be going side by side. But 5th place after the first sector, which is a good start from 8th, so I'll take it. And now we can apply the pressure to Nico Rosberg. And it looks like at the end of lap 1, Verstappen is in the lead from Lewis Hamilton, so he must have got a good start. And it's Vettel and Rosberg and then myself. And it looks like I've got the slipstream, we've got the run on Rosberg. We've got the lighter car because of the low fuel, and we're going to absolutely dive bomb him into turn 1, the very short braking zone thanks to its uphillness. And yeah, take the position for Rosberg, just force him out, and he's lost a lot of time compared to me as well. So at the end of lap 1, I'm already up into 4th place, so that's a very nice start. And now we can start looking at Sebastian Vettel and lap 3 now, and it looks like we can hopefully try and do the same move, or not the same move, this isn't part of the track, but a similar move on Vettel, as the DRS is now enabled, so that should help. I don't think Vettel has DRS from Hamilton because he's too far ahead, but I have DRS on the Ferrari driver, so hopefully can get the absolute slipstream run and take 3rd place from him pretty easily, as it looks like. Yeah, pull out the slipstream, take 3rd place, move up onto the podium from 8th place on the grid, which is a pretty nice start, if I do say so myself. And now we can hopefully try and catch Lewis Hamilton, but that might be a bit of a tall order, as he's got a much better car than myself. And also got to replay at the start. So Hamilton on pole, Verstappen 2nd, and Verstappen gets bogs down a little bit. Ricciardo bogs down more and is hemmed in by the 2 Ferraris immediately. I immediately take Carlos Sainz for 7th. Rosberg and Verstappen go side by side, which is why Rosberg got forced out. I'm alongside Ricciardo, which is why I went off the curb. In the background there's a McLaren and my teammate, I think, came to contact, and that'll be very odd to see what happened there. But then through sector 1, very limited opportunity to overtake. But here's Jolyon Palmer, and from 13th on the grid, he doesn't get a great start. And as you can see, Perez overtakes him immediately, as does his teammate Magnussen. They go up the inside, he gets blocked off by the Williams driver, and you might be able to see just ahead, there's me going wide, and the McLaren driver, who comes back into the track, and immediately takes out Palmer actually gets taken out as well by the 2 Force Indians making contact. So not a great start for Alonso or Palmer. I think it might have been Alonso, it might have been Button, but I'm not sure. So here is Fernando Alonso from 9th place on the grid. He gets a decent start compared to Sainz, but not as good as mine. So he's going to get alongside Valtteri Bottas on the inside there, and he has to go wide, much like Carlos Sainz, and that's where the contact was made, and Button spun out on the back of Carlos Sainz. Alonso manages to steer free of trouble, but now onto the start of lap 7, and Verstappen and Hamilton have pitted on the same lap, but I'm not going to pit because the clouds seem to be coming, getting a bit closer together, and it looks like it might be raining very shortly, so I'm going to try and stay out until the rain comes, and I go straight onto intermediates and get a free pit stop. So that is what I'm doing, but onto lap 8, my tyres are pretty shot at this point. Sainz is the car behind me, who's managed to hold his tyres together a bit better than I have. So Carlos Sainz is going to look to overtake me through a DRS zone, but I've broken a slipstream for him by going to the inside of the track, and he hasn't followed me for some reason. But this is a pretty good showing for Toro Rosso currently, 1-2, but I doubt it will stay like that because we've not made pit stops yet. Sainz actually goes to the outside line, but I can just easily see him out with the inside to the hairpin. But now onto lap 9, my tyres are really shot, and it's not time for intermediates yet, so I'm going to try and stay out. And Sainz looks like he's much quicker at this point of the race, and I'm able to take the S section so slowly that I just thought I might as well let Sainz go, as he's my teammate. Don't want to ruin the strategy too much. Just play the long game a bit. Hopefully he'll pit for dries, and then I can just pit onto inters and get 20 seconds over him. But now lap 9, it turned out pretty bad because Sainz actually pitted it into that lap, which I wanted to pit on because I was going to abort this strategy. But then my tyres, I've got to do a lap starting on 82% tyres, which is very, very dangerous. But the rain has just about started to come down. Massa's going for a move into turn 1. For the leader of the race, he started on soft, so he's got a big advantage because his tyres won't be worn as much at all. I managed to hold it around the outside of turn 1, but then set intermediate tyres is onto the halfway through lap 10. Massa's looking to come through again. Hamilton's already in 3rd. He's made up the time he lost for that pit stop. But my tyres are absolutely brick red. They are looking like they're going to blow up at any moment. So hopefully we can keep the lead for now. We go for a big lunge and hold the position from Massa and Hamilton. Hamilton actually takes over his former rival from previous years, Felipe Massa, and my tyres are absolutely shot. I've a car parking this into next week. Bit of contact behind me though, Massa and Hamilton, but onto lap 10, at the end of lap 10, it's starting to rain. I'm going to pit for inters, but I got this really weird glitch, something to do with the pit stop, where if you're trying to come into the pits, it just gives you a limiter where you don't need it. So everyone's coming in for inters, including myself. And so Hamilton leads. I think Perez is in 3rd at the minute, and that's a proper 3rd place for Perez, so he'll be pleased with that. This pit lane limiter limited to 35 is pretty frustrating because I lost about 7 positions there, and that is very frustrating to see all those positions just going like that. But hopefully I can get a good pit stop and maybe get some of them back. Pitting onto intermediate, so is Carlos Sainz, who isn't too far behind. DRS is disabled, so that shows that it's definitely time for intermediates, as everyone has done, because pretty much everyone's on intermediates apart from the top 4 who decide to stay out, which is a gamble that probably won't pay off as it's very wet now. But my gamble of not pitting sort of worked and sort of didn't, because Hamilton was ahead of me anyway, and Carlos Sainz almost caught me up, so it probably would have been better off just pitting anyway. But we go right around the outside of Perez. We try it through turn 2, and we go around the outside but then lose it on the dampest part of the track, and Perez holds the position for now. Then onto halfway through the very same lap, still 6th place behind Perez, but hopefully we can get the run on him. There's no DRS of course as it's raining, but hopefully I can get a good exit, good traction, get in the slipstream. Unfortunately he's got a Mercedes engine, so it's not too good, but I'm going to get a little bit of slipstream. It looks like I'm in a good position to lunge, and Perez is going to have to yield 5th place by the looks of things. Yes, I lunge. He doesn't have anything to defend against, and I take 5th place for the time being. So Hamilton's ahead of me, and then the other 3 in the top 4 are all on dry tyres, so they're going to be pitting this lap. And yes, they have. It includes Raikkonen. I'm not sure who the other 2 drivers are, but they're going to be pitting onto inters, so I'm going to take back 2nd place, and it is a proper net 2nd place. Perez is actually 3rd, which is a very strong showing for him. And onto lap 16, it's drying out a lot, and Rosberg is right behind me now, so it's a pretty mediocre middle stint. I didn't close in Hamilton at all. He's got an enormous lead. He's in the pits lane now, as you can see on the mini-map. Then I'm going to go wide by accident, or of course it's by accident, through the final corner, and Rosberg's going to take 2nd place, but then we're both going to come into the pits. I'll go up the inside, a very opportunistic move, and take the position from Nico Rosberg, and that is 2nd place regained from the German. And he's pitted, of course. Hamilton pitted as well, back onto dry tyres. I'm going to go onto the soft tyres. There's 11 laps to the end. Hopefully, I doubt we can win this race because Hamilton's just far too good, but hopefully we can hold on to 2nd place ahead of Rosberg, even though he's got a better car, and retain 2nd place quite easily from Rosberg in the pit stops. Carlos Sainz is also in the pits, and there's a car going through now. I think it's Romain Grosjean, who hasn't pitted onto inters, which is pretty foolish, I would say, but the Haas's home Grand Prix, they made a pretty bad decision there, and he's going to lose so much time in this outlap, on his in lap I should say. as it's pretty much a bone dry track now. And onto like 24, and I've got Rosberg and Vettel right behind me. So this is a three-way battle for second place, which is going to get very tasty, I assume. Hamilton's got a 25-second lead, so he's completely dominated this race so far, and looks like he's going to be taking his title. But Rosberg and Vettel both had the pace over me in their better cars, but I have the track position as it stands, so hopefully I can keep defending from these two and retain second place. But Rosberg is very, very close, and Lewis Hamilton's actually out of the race. That is a big turn up for the books, because now this battle is for the lead. So Rosberg and Vettel and myself are now fighting over the win. It's a three-way battle. Rosberg goes for the outside line. I'm going to defend into turn 1, outbrake him. I run wide though. He could get the undercut, but not quite. And this battle just got a lot more tasty, as it's now for the victory. And Hamilton is out of the race. I'm not sure what happened, but here he is. I think we've got some team radio actually. So incredibly disappointing for the championship contender, who's pretty much going to win the title anyway at some point in the season, but out of the USA Grand Prix with an engine failure from an utterly dominating position. I'm not sure if that's ever happened before in real life, but that is, I will take it, because it's raised me to first place. And here comes Rosberg now, down the back straight with DRS enabled. Rosberg's going to take the position, but I'm going to hopefully lunge it on the inside, hold the lead for now. That is a big lunge, but we have the inside line, we can force him out, and this is reminiscent of the battle for the lead in 2015 between Hamilton and Rosberg. But Rosberg's held it up the inside, and this is very, very close racing. It's amazing racing, I would say, but Rosberg's still side by side for the 4th or 5th corner in a row, and we managed to hold him out for the time being, but this is going to be very, very difficult to hold this win. And here comes Rosberg again on lap 26, down the back straight once again. And he's going to go to the outside again as I defend, and hopefully I can just do the same thing again, lunge it up the inside, hold the position of Rosberg, and looks like that will be the case. And Rosberg is actually going to hold it up the inside through the next corner, and we go side by side for the second lap in a row. He's got a bit of an advantage right now, but I'm going to try and do a move up the inside of the next corner, take a really shallow line, cut the corner slightly, but ignore that, and we hold the position for the time being. But now on lap 27, Rosberg's actually lost a lot of time in that outlap, and so he's not quite as close, but he's got the DRS anyway. He's going to get in the slipstream, and he's going to go for the outside line, and I'm going to try and do the carbon copy of what I did before, force him wide to hold the position. Actually, I closed the door that time and stop him trying to hold it the inside, so I retained the lead on lap 27, one more lap to go, and here I'm actually too far away, so it's starting to rain again, which is very, very dangerous, because we're now on dry tyres on a pretty much wet track. But the checkered flag is out. It looks like I'm going to come across the line for the 3rd victory of the season, and that is a very, very nice win for Pierre Gasly.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much.
So results then, Pierre Gasly with the victory, the 3rd victory of the season. Rosberg and Vettel make up the podium. Daniel Ricciardo down in 7th place, so that means that Lewis Hamilton's actually won the title. But Perez in 5th with a very strong showing for Force India, along with Magnussen in 6th with the Renault's best result of the season. Massa and Raikkonen make up the points. Hamilton and Haryanto only retirements. Hulkenberg down in 17th, which is disappointed for him. Palmer never really recovered from the start line. And the championship then, I jumped Nico Rosberg for 4th place, the Titan finishing 2nd. So I'm up into 3rd place now. Hamilton has won the title. Magnussen has jumped up a few positions as he gets Renault's best showing of the season, and they're getting a lot of points now close to the end of this season, as they've developed their car quite a lot, so they'll be looking to take that into next season quite well. Perez also jumps above Massa and Alonso with the points he gets in 5th place, and Renault have taken manner in the championship. Mercedes are probably very close to winning the title now. I'm not sure about the permutations, but we retained 4th place. We're not too far from Ferrari now, so if Carlos Sainz gets his act together, we could have a late charge for 3rd place. But now onto the resource points, we got quite a few. That should take us up to close to 1,000 in total, and drive position gets up a lot, as I didn't do very well in qualifying, so I lost a lot of positions, but that's going to be the end of this video. So leave a like for the race win, and subscribe if you want to see more. This has been J183, and I will see you next time.